Hey guys, so welcome back to a short tabletop discussion about the X300 Ultra and the latest version of the Surefire X300 series, the X300 Ultra B. So a little bit of background. I started out in 2006 using an X200, which I no longer have. I gave it to a buddy who needed a weapon light, and then it was about 2006. It was the X200A. And then I eventually picked up an X300, one of the original, then an updated X300, and then from there I went to ended up getting an X300 Ultra A, the 500 lumen. And I've liked these lights quite a bit, and for the record, I own a couple brands of weapon lights. I've got a Streamlight, some Enforce, Surefire. I'm not absolutely dead set on owning every single brand of light out there. It's not necessarily a brand comparison video, and I end up breaking a lot of stuff that I buy through use, and suffices to say, I just Surefires are usually what stay on or actually what are on the weapons I use every day. But enough of that. Let's move on. This is a comparison basically of the newest X300B. So I'm not going to get into detail about the base model X300, the X300 Ultra, or the upgraded B model as far as technical stats. I'm not a technophile. I believe right now everybody and their third degree cousin probably owns an X300 Ultra or an X300. And they're pretty much the same. The X300 Ultra B just came out, and there's some obvious differences, but one of the important ones is it's got a 600 lumen light, which that just doesn't show anything on the video, instead of the 500 lumen of the updated X300 Ultra. That's a 100 lumen difference, but that's not the biggest or even the most important design change. Although I will say I believe a 600 lumen light belongs on a long gun. There are subtle differences, and then obviously the one large design difference, which is probably completely evident as I'm talking and you're looking at the two different lights, and that would be the latch mechanism. So the X300 Ultra B, which is not a laser or a infrared, uses the screw lock latch mechanism. So it's machined into the body here. On this side is a permanent non-moving latch, or yeah. Then through the middle you have this particular piece, which is removable for either Picatinny or universal, similar to this plate, which was removable for Picatinny or universal. Speaking of which, that is universal. And so I can't get that to focus. There you go. So same here, this little piece is kind of wedged into position with this moving latch that's also aluminum, and that just clamps securely onto your rail, onto your mounting, either your Picatinny or universal. Universal would be similar to what the Glocks use. The Picatinnies would be your AR-15 rail accessories, or I use a Colt railgun, and that's got a 1913 Picatinny rail on it, so that's why this one has the Picatinny latch. You notice on the back the housing here. I'm not sure how good that's going to actually come out. So it sticks up a little bit on the B. It's slightly more pronounced. I imagine that's just to house the extra technology or circuitry to get this extra 100 lumens out of the LED and the bezel there. But for me, the greatest design update between the X300 Ultra A and the X300B is the battery latch. This part right here. Now first I'm going to show you on the regular one. Take a note. Now if you're not familiar with how this operates, it's up or down either way, locks into position, that gives you a constant on. Or you press in on either side, just press it in and you get a momentary. Pretty pronounced from the back of the housing, narrow, great for levers if you're actually gonna actuate it to constant on and constant off. For me and my hands mounted on the gun frame, I run into issues with this sticking too far back and I have to bring my thumb in an awkward position like this almost to activate that light. Enter the X300 Ultra B. Look at that. Gorgeous. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Hold on. Boom. Not so pronounced. Wider latches. Still the same concept. You have your up or down either way. Lock into on position. A little more positive click if you can hear it. But the momentary is, because it's fatter, thicker, and wider, is so much easier to come back and actuate when mounted on a handgun, which I think is awesome. And as a result, this latch is coming off the X300 Ultra A and is going to get this latch mounted to it, because this is on my, this runs on my Colt railgun, and the X300 Ultra A that's on my Mark 18 clone will be getting this light with the adapter for the pressure switch that just sits on my rifle right now. So I'm gonna swap those end plates out. So in summary, the X300B I think is a good move by Surefire. I like the screw lock. The downside to the screw lock, depending on how you have it mounted. So on my Mark 18, I have it mounted at the, what's that, 1 o'clock, next to the front sight tower, which is just a Daniel Defense fixed one. The way it sits on the offset rail that I have, this screw is almost impossible to get to, so I have to mount it to the rail, tighten it down, and then put the rail on to the adapting piece that mounts to the side of the fore-end rail, and then that'll hold it in position. Like I said, I think higher lumen lights belong on long guns. In 500 it's quite a bit anyways for a handgun, but like I said, the extra 100 lumens is, because of that, it's definitely going to get mounted onto my, well, it's not really a long gun, but it is a long gun in comparison to my handgun, my 10.3 inch Mark 18 clone. The biggest thing is I'm really excited about this latch. I was looking on Surefire's webpage. This looks like this is going to be the replacement, and they're not going to have the A anymore as an offering. This will just be the way the Ultras come now. Good or bad, you guys decide. It's all user preference. The quality is top notch, which you would expect from Surefire. I've only broken, well, a couple of lights on this older style X300. This bezel has shot itself loose a couple times. This glass end piece there. Surefire will take care of you on that end. They have great customer service, great warranty, which is why I continue to use them. I hope they continue to innovate and come up with design changes. I like how this won't rattle or shake, as long as you tighten it on, they're pretty good. Maybe put some blue Loctite. Downside of that is, yeah, you're gonna have to break the seal, and it's more tedious when it comes to battery replacement, but it's a more solid lockup. Well, I hope you have enjoyed the video, kind of highlighting the differences and the new design changes in the X300 Ultra B. Please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.